Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of the Crit Files, your once weekly follow-up to the In at the End, your favorite Daggerheart podcast.
It's my favorite.
I think it's the only one out there. I mean,
oh no, there's a few.
Critical Role.
There's a lot.
Ever heard of it? We're following hot on the footsteps of Critical Role yet again. Maybe next time we should create a game and force everybody to play it.
I want to spend my hope. I want to spend some hope. And do something cool right now.
So I was
this is such a cool system.
I was thinking to myself when I'm looking, like, one of the things I love doing when a new game comes out is like looking at the homebrew content really fast. And people latch on very quickly to how powerful spending hope is, how powerful giving fear is, like on all of these things. And so you see really quickly, like, but it doesn't quite register until you come and play, and you're like, I can spend this so fast, I can gain this so fast.
Right? Yeah, it's a resource that is like, because in a lot of games you get resources, and I think
you want to hang on to them.
You want to hang on to them.
Yeah,
tight. You want to wait until it's really pivotal. But with this, it just kind of feels intuitive to be like, well, I'm gonna get hope again.
Yeah,
I might as well just like use it whenever I can. And like, it also, I don't know, it felt kind of, I mean, obviously we a lot of us have like watched stuff and obviously we've read stuff about it, but as soon as it jumped in, it just kind of felt pretty intuitive playing it. And a lot of the rules kind of just flowed real nicely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have I mean, I'm sure there's stuff I probably will gripe about, but like for the most part, man, great.
Yeah.
Not a lot of complaints.
So far, really fun. I really like the 2D12. It kind of feels like when they were creating their game, you know, they're like, well, D20's been done. And they're like, well, we can't do percentile because that's too common, too. And they're like, well, let's fucking do D12s. Mm-hmm. Nobody's done that.
And they're cool dice. Like,
it's really
you never
fun.
get to use D12s.
I never rolled D12s. So this is, you know.
I like it because you have the opportunity to roll high numbers, and it just feels good to roll high numbers sometimes. Right. Like if you have 2D6, hitting that 6 feels good, but hitting a 12 feels better.
Yeah, better than a 10.
You know?
Yeah.
Real meaty.
It's cool, man.
I'm curious, Alex, because I'm assuming this is the first time you've GM'd.
This is the first time
Daggerheart.
running it. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you feel about it?
Pretty good. I now really can take a look at the actual the rules and I'm gonna have a clearer picture of like what I want to understand.
Right.
Like we had some downtime or dead air trying to for me to look that up. So now I've got a good grasp on kind of what I want to play around with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like this is beneficial for both sides of the
absolutely.
100 table.
Yeah.
Sure.
Spending
totally
the fear,
down with
using the fear is such a interesting mechanic. Like that's what a really made me want to play this was that fear mechanic for the DM and the hope mechanic for you guys. It is still interesting. I still feel myself not wanting to push as much, but having like that number of fears, like I gotta use that stuff. Because also, like if it gets high, if it's 12, I'm not getting any more.
I need to spend that.
Yeah, and like in terms of like the initiative, I know a lot of people talked about how like, well, with no initiative, like the quiet players aren't really gonna like be able to do it. But I feel like everyone got a chance to do shit.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of players that we are too. Is we always try to include each other.
Yeah,
it does help having a group like that.
We want to play together.
Yeah.
But I feel like even in a table where you have quiet players, I feel like any table is gonna be like, well, what do you think?
And so like I kind of took those critiques with a grain of salt, and then obviously watching us do it, it's cool because like everyone had a cool like. Caleb shooting that arrow into the thing was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
twice, actually. You had 2 sick moments where you shot an arrow into ornithopters. And I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
I tend to be the quieter of the crew, and I didn't feel stifled at all, like by the game system. I felt like it allowed me to either use that or find a way to break through it, if that makes sense.
Like
I don't
narratively.
know. Yeah.
It gives
like
a lot of narrative play.
Yeah, and I liked it. And plus, I was rolling hot, so.
Oh, yeah.
That definitely helps.
I mean, that's one of the things I think anybody goes back and they listen to our Crit Files over the last few months when we've talked about this. You know, I've been keen on the idea of a new system for a while, and Alex has been pitching this one, but I was kind of lukewarm about it until I finally cracked open the SRD myself. I'm like, oh, it really is all the things that Alex was saying, and even a little bit more. Like, and not like I was, it just, I think that what I wasn't expecting to appreciate as much was like the gamified narrative aspects.
Absolutely,
that are really cool. You know, like I was thinking about the ability that I just played, for example, and it's one of the domain abilities for the warrior or whatever, and it's a soldier's friend, and it's literally like once per rest, compliment one of your allies or ask them what they're good at.
Yeah.
You each get 3 hope.
That's really cool.
And I like the gamifying of narrative aspects. That's the one thing that's really missing from D&D, the way that we play it, is how do you gamify those moments that we all like sharing? And it's like over the course of this whole podcast, we've had moments where we share real things, where we have big in-game character moments, we have big team moments, we have whatever. It doesn't mean anything in the game at all. Now we can. Now it is. It can. And I saw so many domain cards that really capitalized on that, and I think that's really fucking cool.
And
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like with combat stuff, failing doesn't have to be the boring dead end part of your turn. Like because I was rolling so poorly in the last season, like I would be like, I try to do this cool thing, and then I just don't.
Yeah.
And then it's like we move on from that. There's like nothing, no flavor to gain from it. It's just like
that's
you hear the arrow misses.
To try to like input into D&D.
Right.
It'd be like when you do fail, I want to try to like like guide it to something more narrative, something more interesting.
And this has a way of just producing that. I feel like it's
saying
really cool.
that made me just realize, like, if you fail, what that means is I, as the DM,
something cool happens.
Do something. It's like
good
your
or bad
failure
for me.
leads into danger,
right?
Where it's just like your failure leads into the next person goes,
right?
In D&D, but for this, it's like your failure means this guy's going to attack.
The story changes a little bit somehow.
Well, you amplify what's already going on.
What's cool is the game mechanics lend itself to proper narrative structure anyways.
Yeah.
Like if you're like the South Park writers talk about, like when they write, they go, this happens and we write, and because of that this happens.
Yeah.
Because or therefore, and it kind of, the mechanics kind of naturally lend themselves to that.
Yeah.
I really felt that while I was DMing.
And
it's like, this is where I have to make that decision. Like the ornithopter guy goes away. Like that's, you succeeded. You critted on that. This is what's going to happen, and that's, so therefore you're going to It
just kind of felt like everything kind of like we flowed from one scene to the next, and I mean, granted, you had something kind of, it was very short and quick, and we knew kind of where we're going to go, but everything felt like it flowed so much easier than it's ever done before, honestly. And I was like, wow, I'm really into this character already.
Yeah, I felt that too.
Part of me was like,
Yeah.
Can I keep playing it?
Yeah. And so I really like that. And I also just think like the experiences
really cool.
Are
really
so
cool.
Because every time we do anything, we're looking at our experiences and we're like,
can I spin that?
Fucking manipulate this. How can I get Alex to agree with this weird twist I got?
Yeah,
it's
so
I go
much
on
easier
something
for me
about
to say yes on those.
Yeah.
Like I was wondering if it's like I don't know, it doesn't feel right. It's like, well, it's fine. You're spending the hope. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Like
It's a
you're
resource
using
that
that resource. Why am I gonna push back on that?
I really
unless it's really egregious.
I really got into the weeds about the existential crisis or whatever. Like, all right. But I don't know. I thought that was one of the turning points for me too when I was reading the book. I was like, oh, experiences like this really balances out the kind of rules light narrative focused thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you can call this game rules light necessarily, but like when you're making
it's that narrative thing, but it still has the crunch.
Yes, and I was gonna say that too about combat is
Al
like
dente.
That was one of the things that really drew me to. I talked about it a lot when we were preparing for this is Urban Shadows, but one of the things that really sets Urban Shadows apart and some of those other Powered by Apocalypse games apart from Dungeons and Dragons and other games is that the DM or the GM doesn't get a turn in combat, and that's cool and it's fun and the GM gets to think of ways to move it forward. But I really like the balance of no. When you roll fear, then it's the GM's turn to kind of pummel back.
Oh shit! Okay,
like
what's happening next?
There are stakes when you roll. And I think that's a really cool, it's a clever way to kind of keep the crunch, keep the spirit of kind of this other thing alive while also adding something that's pretty fresh and narratively focused.
Even on a success, you have the risk of feeding the DM.
Yeah.
Like giving the monster more power in a way, and that's kind of fun because, like, cool, you succeeded on that thing that you wanted to do, but there is a prize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm really excited. Actually, I know everybody's talking like, "Wow, now I could play my character," but I want to get into the character that I'm ready to play. Like, I really want to get into that.
Yeah, I know I'll fall in love immediately, just like this.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking of like all of the different ways I can use my experiences and stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
And take this, redo your characters as you see fit, because you get a little more handle on what those things mean and how hope is going to interact, how fear is going to interact. Like I know there's some powers that like when I gain a fear, things will trigger for your character.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't even get into like full-on combat, and I'm excited to see how that plays out with like, because I mean, I know people complained in like the beta about like the armor system, and then they fixed it, and so I think that's exciting.
Yeah, we didn't really get into that.
We didn't.
I kind of think the way that I understand it, I like it.
Oh, I do too. No, I do. I'm not complaining. I'm saying how like I'm excited to even get to that because it's like the idea of like, are you gonna take the hit point or are you gonna like mark an armor or are you to like reduce it?
Oh, right, because
you have minor, major, severe thresholds, which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
I really like that. When the whole SRD WotC stuff happened, I was making my own little system for fun, and a very similar armor system is something I came up with.
Right. Yeah. And that's
I absolutely love it.
It's like that little bit of crunch that you like.
Yeah.
Where it's not quite too complicated. It's but just enough that you're like, okay, cool.
And a little bit of choice to like.
And a little bit of choice. You can when you get hit, you can do things.
Yeah.
You can make decisions. It's like if you feel like you're making a decision, even if you're taking damage or marking stress or whatever.
It makes losing a lot easier.
It makes it
fun. This was a nice primer, but I'm excited. Because now we're a little bit more comfortable. And so that makes the things that we haven't experienced a little more exciting to like bump up against those and like figure those out. Like, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Man, I think it's so cool because that's the one thing I've complained about in our podcast for years is that like we're a narrative heavy podcast, role play heavy podcast, but we're playing like the least friendly game for that.
Sure. Yeah.
And we make it
don't
work.
Roll most.
Right. There's been entire sessions.
Yeah. There's sessions where we don't
and that's fine. But then you go and listen to Adventure Zone or you go and listen to some of these other podcasts and they get a lot of shit for that. They're like they're playing the wrong game. They need to play another game. And now there's another one that isn't quite the rules light affair that has been available. It's something a little bit more meaty is something.
I think this threads the needle.
I think it does too.
Yeah. Pretty
because
well.
I don't want to call it crunchy. I don't want to call it rules light. It's kind of it's crunch light. It's.
I said it earlier. I'm going to say it again. Al dente. Like
it is al dente.
It's like
al dente.
Cooked, but with a little bit of texture.
Yeah. Because I really do. I really love the little mechanics and all the little numbers and all of that. When it gets like too much, like Pathfinder's that way for me. It's too much. GURPS is like way beyond that.
Pathfinder is a lot.
Well, Pathfinder 2e makes it aเลยa simpler. I feel like
it does, but even then, it's still you got to look up everything.
This I really like. There's 5 degrees of success or failure because you've got crit or you've got failure, but or failure, but and then hope, or hope, but yeah. It's like I like that degree as opposed to a pass fail.
Yeah.
It works really well.
There's so much more room for creativity in that too. When it's such a broader spectrum, it gives you so much more leeway to then kind of like, what does that actually look like though?
Yeah, because like D&D is that. It's the same. You still have kind of the same number of
rolling really
of
high
stuff.
Feels good,
right? But it's stripped down. Like it's like a pure form where you have a crit success, crit failure, success failure. Whereas this has like a mix of all 4 of those, like in degrees, and it's a little more.
I think it's Pathfinder that has the like. If it's above 10 or something,
it's a crit. If it's 10, if it's above 10,
like I
it's
really like that
below
mechanic.
10, it's a crit
like
fail.
All the spells have extra things. Like if it's a all that, then it goes even more.
A little more convoluted.
A little more convoluted.
A little
this
more math.
Simplifies it a little better. which I really like because I like that mechanic, but it is so complicated.
Yeah.
This,
that's the thing.
Not very complicated.
Pathfinder was a response to we're making D&D too easy. you
yeah.
know, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I remember when Pathfinder 2e came out, my buddy wanted me to run a campaign for them, and the entire time I found out I'm very much a rules light DM or GM because I was like, I don't know, man, but my buddy is very like he loves.
No, it needs to be
like he's a physics major, like he has like a master's in physics, so he's like, no. The specific rules say, and I was like, God, dude, I don't fucking care.
Yeah. and then you as a player, if you were like I've built this character and it's using the rules like this and like a sword, and I'm gonna cut through things.
Yeah.
Like, you cut through them. And it's like it's like no, I want to cut through them the way
it's
hard
the
and
rules
difficult.
tell me to cut through them.
Yeah.
It's hard to do this.
Even D&D, I played with some math nerds one time, and they're like, well, actually, given the square footage of this room and the effects of the spell, it would take approximately this much time for the gas to fill up. And I'm like,
guys,
is that fun for you? Okay, well, you go ahead and do the math. I'll trust your calculator.
Right.
You know, I'm just like,
Oh my god, we did gallons of water dropping on people.
yeah.
I like I said, I think this kind of threads the needle of kind of what we're looking for, especially for a podcast.
What I love too, you can tell that they like the way that they abstract certain things, handfuls of gold. Or even movement in combat or whatever. It's like near, far, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all abstractions. It's not anything concrete. Like that's really cool because it gives you something, but it's still just like it's a handful of gold. It's a bag of gold. You're far.
And then like I don't have to sit here and like count down like how much gold they took from me.
Right.
In my mind,
like that
can
was
go,
very nice when we were running the kind of like thievery scene.
Because then I don't have to sit here and be like, okay, how much gold did they take? I can just go, oh, there's like 2 coins in there clicking or whatever. They clearly took the bulk of it, or 3 coins, you know?
Right.
But it doesn't matter because the point is I have much less than I had.
Yeah.
And then we can figure out whatever that is later. It doesn't matter.
The thing is, you're playing Dungeons & Dragons. Everybody wants to have money. Everybody wants to have gold.
Sure.
Nobody gives a shit how much gold they have.
No.
I mean, I got that gigantic bag of gold.
Oh, yeah.
That had 120,000 gold in it, and I was giving it away by the bagful.
Well, you just kept bankrolling those 2 artists' careers. That's all you did with it.
Yeah.
And you might as well, because like, what else are you gonna do with the gold?
Yeah.
Buy cooler weapons? I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, we go anytime we're playing the game, and you go, I don't know, man, I really want a magic weapon. And he's like, well, you found a magic weapon armory in the enemy's base that you guys have been in for 5 episodes, and so I load up on magic scrolls, and here's a thing, and a bag of holding for that gold you'll find later, and that's perfect. Because the point is the game is fun without having to sit there and meticulously count your gold coins, which is a different type of game.
And that's the thing, it's a different type of game.
Yeah.
And there's that version of that game that I do like playing. I really enjoy that.
I mean, we romanticized about it.
This is really nice.
When we were playing Dragon Heist, for example, and you get the troll skull in, and it's like we romanticized the idea of like, well, wouldn't this be cool to like run the fucking
in that
and,
game, running that's where I want to count my money and know exactly what I have and like have the runway to be able
ledgers.
to do jack dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you play Dragon Heist, and there's like 2 types of players. There's the people that get the end, and they're like, well, can I just hire a manager? And then there's the other people like, well, I want to run the end.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. This really strikes the balance for my type of playing.
Yeah, what I'm excited about is seeing as we get to the higher levels of the game, how that works and how much more stronger, more powerful the characters can get and what we can do. And
that is something really interesting about this system is the level up process, like has the game's kind of whole mentality part of as it like ingrained into the level up, because like you're choosing things when you level up that like for some characters you may not ever choose proficiency.
Yeah.
Right.
For another character, you're always choosing proficiency to go up, or making sure your spellcasting ability is going up, or you're getting other domain cards. Like, there's a lot of options, and you can really focus on what is interesting for your character.
Yeah.
It was also interesting seeing all the homebrews coming out of mixing domains that haven't really been mixed yet. I thought that was kind of an interesting way to look at it, too.
And they're also already, like, play testing new
Yeah, they
classes
are,
and stuff.
for sure.
And,
The witch,
and
the brawler,
ancestries.
the-
So, yeah, I don't know. It's cool.
So yeah,
Any thoughts about being in our world for the first time?
I want to. That's kind of. I was excited to hear. Like, was there any lore that anybody wrote down for their questions that they're excited to share? Because we kind of talked about the weddings, which really that got my juice up when I was.
I mean, I like all the stuff I wrote for the belt. I think it's so fun, silly, and I don't know. I just think it's.
My district is very French and very cyberpunk.
Hell yeah!
That's awesome, dude. That's so sick.
Mine's very industrial, just like, hardcore builders, people on scaffolding.
Yeah, I went with I went with like a lot of
eating
color.
their lunch on an I-beam.
I went with a lot of color and a lot of fanciness. Like
That's cool.
Everybody's
Yeah.
got like high heels and like fancy colored hair.
Oh hell
Like,
yeah!
Interesting.
Like cool magical hair.
Reminds me of the
yeah.
movie Amadeus for some reason. Like
Yeah, but if they had like burning purple hair.
So like the Hunger Games.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
The
pretty
capital.
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
It's the capital at Hunger Games. Yeah.
Yeah, the belt I
That's really
basically designed is like it's run by a conglomerate of a bunch of like retired airship pilots, and think of them as like I think of them as like retired like vets who hang out at like lodges, like those like
Right. The Foreign Legion.
no, but like the what are those
Elks,
Elks
the
Lodge,
Eagles?
yes,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
like guys who do that, and like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't like they
You got bingo night. You got,
like they're all they care about is just talking to other like young pilots and trying to reminisce. They run a tight place, but they really don't give a shit about much else other than being like, hey, what kind of airship you got? They're like, that's all they care about.
I remember making
I
a
ran
Kessel
something
run in
similar
12
back in the day.
parsecs.
Yeah.
Are there
Oh, baby.
airship cruise-ins? Like, because this sounds like where they would be hanging out. Maybe
Yeah,
at the
they're
A&W.
always trying to greet the pilots because it's a holding station, so most of the airships that are there are just waiting to get into the main dock. And so most of them are
Interesting.
kind of already annoyed.
Right.
And so these guys are
Holy
always
shit.
like, man, what a nice, this is it. And they're like, just get the fuck off.
You
So,
guys got
midway-
whole ass flavor.
But no one ever says anything to them because they run the belt.
Right.
And it's like,
you gotta be nice.
you got to be nice to the old timers.
Yeah.
for
The
sure.
belt is the
Nobody's
gut.
gonna respect you for being to the old guy.
Yeah.
Something that this session like set up for me in my mind is the way the city is set up with the fucking high rises because
Yeah.
Yeah.
the way that I envisioned
I envisioned it high, but
my hotel was like the in Dubai there's that giant like sail looking
the half mile or whatever
like
it
a
is.
super tall building
Burj
that
Khalifa?
kinda, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the way I kind of envisioned it, and it kind of almost
you been there?
leans into the lake.
Burj Khalifa?
Like
Yeah.
that's kind of the way I
Easy.
envisioned it, and having all the other buildings surrounding it being like these big tall buildings made a lot of sense. And then you have like these different levels of like street levels, like you had the really low and the higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
And
I like
I
it.
mean,
and
I
they all walk
described
around the buildings.
I described a tall building in Bar Cliffs as fucking 3 stories, and now I'm like, is that?
That's what I. So I was like, this was good for me because it pushed me. I didn't know I was stuck in D&D fantasy, like town tavern, kind of like 2-3 story tops, kind of a thing.
Yeah, we're in
Until we were-
fantasy world,
yeah.
but we're
Yeah.
in like a futuristic
Maybe-
fantasy.
And
Yeah.
some districts are going to be different. Like Midway is the big one. That
Yeah.
they went all the way down, they went all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Barcliff's like 3 stories makes sense. It's kind
But
of
I
like
could
on the
also-
edge and is also spilling down the
Yeah.
cliffs.
And I could also see
I like
like
that.
maybe in the more central part the buildings are taller. I described this building, it's historic architecture, it's also so maybe it is just 3 stories
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it looks striking and cool because it's old and historic and fancy, but it's not as tall as some of the other buildings. And it's tall cuz it was also on the cliffside, so I don't know. You know.
And then
I just love the
the
idea
the
of
belt
opening.
is all like tall towers.
Yeah.
And then everything else is really low because it needs to have like open air for the
for the
Yeah.
For the
oh,
sheriff,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, also the tower crows. They're the fucking patrol cops.
That was
I did
cool.
like
They're
that.
so great. Those were so
I think
cool.
it's great. Everybody has like
And it's
flavor
only if
for-
you're dangerous. If you're flying dangerously, they'll come get you
They-
because they're better flyers and they know how to fly safely because they know how to fly.
Yeah. I love they're like wearing shades and they never talk and they go to the
They don't say a
they go to the
word.
That
forum
bothers
and
me.
they're just silent and like everyone like they just let people talk because they're in the truth circle and they're not going to be able to get away with it.
I feel like, and that's something that like most people don't think about. You know, they don't think about the fact that they don't talk, so
And
they get into trouble.
But part of it is like they don't do anything else. They're not stopping smugglers. They're not stopping violence. If you're not flying safely, if you're potentially going to cause an accident, they'll come after you.
Yeah,
So
they're
like
just
what police should be.
Yeah.
yeah, they're like strictly
Instead of getting in my shit, like
Strictly traffic
Yeah,
cops,
yeah.
yes.
who don't even check your ornithopter for drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, hey,
Just make sure you lock it.
Yeah,
and
they'll
we'll
check it
tow
for like bad oil. You know, he's like, you make sure you get that oiled up, and then maybe you can fly.
Yeah,
right.
I definitely loved playing in this world already.
I'm
Like,
so excited.
I immediately
Yeah.
got
Dive
the
into it.
vibe,
Yeah.
and the imagery was coming to my head, and us flying, like grabbing ornithopters and flying. I was like, oh my god, I know what this looks like.
Dude,
Yeah.
and
And
with
it's
like
so cool.
and with like the motorcycle ornithopter gang chasing us,
Yeah,
and shit,
yeah.
Yeah.
it was like, oh my god, okay, this is awesome.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I'm so pumped to play in this.
I like that everybody had like a flavor or whatever for their district. I'm like, I don't know what mine was. You're like French, you know.
I mean, yours is Balmora. Yours is Dunmer.
Oh fuck yeah! Now that you say that,
Because like a 3-story, you know, like
For sure, yeah.
you know, crab shell house. It sounds about right.
hell yeah, dude.
I mean, I don't know if that's what you're going for, but that's what has just been the foundation in my mind.
I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, man, I'm so excited because I put a lot of thought and effort and just daydreamed into my little world over there in Barcliff. So I'm excited to like show it off in game and like know about it and be able to like have
And
it
I think the way we'll be able to do that is like when we start, you know, like we'll have the heist that happens and we'll have like the, you know, what happens after that. But it's going to be trying to uncover like the mystery or trying to uncover like, you know, trying to find people that'll lead you to someone, that'll lead you to an object that you can give to somebody else. And so I'll just like, we'll place those things in these districts that you guys know of, like these little MacGuffins and red herrings and what have you. You know, it's like, you got to go find them. And it's like, you come up with how you're going to find it. It's like, you need to find a mechanic, or you need to find, you know, somebody that sells this this kind of thing, or might know somebody. And it's like, I know where that is because I know the district.
Oh, 100%.
Come over here.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we'll have hopefully enough of those that, you know, we'll string them together and make a story.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure what the main story is going to be.
I think that's okay.
Pieces.
I think that's
I
okay.
think it's totally normal for.
We might.
I think that's the way it should be because
Yeah.
now you're creating with us.
Yeah, this game.
I
kind
do
of-
like
We're
that.
not
I
just
like
playing
that
your
it's
game. We're
open.
creating
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah.
and an interesting story or an interesting sort of endpoint or an interesting villain or obstacle or whatever might show itself when we're playing that's going to be
Right,
better
yeah,
than whatever
yeah.
you could pre-plan, you know.
Yeah, you'll get inspiration in the moment, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the city gives. So
I mean, it's just so
Everything
cool playing
else
with you
to the pit.
guys. I
Yeah.
mean, just playing with you guys is so much fun. Like I
This
just
is the best
appreciate
group.
It. Yeah.
all other groups, y'all fucking suck.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Boo.
Yeah, fuck you, Critical Role.
Yeah. Hey, fucking Matt.
But
fuck
thank you for this beautiful gift you've given us.
We bought it. Motherfuckers. I'm about to buy it twice. All right. Anything else? I mean, we could keep talking about how excited we are, or we could just fucking log off and let everybody get back on Monday.
I do want to share that I gave my character a classic background where he has selective amnesia.
Gotcha.
God damn it, Milo.
Great.
Yeah,
So you're welcome.
for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, you know, you may not be the only one.
It's true.
We all are going to not know how we got fucked up on this heist,
That is
so.
a question. Let me ask you this before we head out. When I first started playing D&D, I made one rule, and it was that one player in the party has to know who their parents are.
Oh, yeah.
Not everybody can be orphans. So Is everyone an orphan or
Mine's an orphan.
orphan?
My dad
I don't
is
remember.
Don't remember.
Well, yeah,
No, I know
Mine
who-
don't
yeah.
remember.
You
no,
do.
We've talked about it.
You do.
I know who the
Okay,
creator
so we're
is.
good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay,
My
we've
hard
met
and
the
fast
quota.
rule.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm the only non-orphan, yet I'm gonna act like the only.
I don't have to be an orphan. I can
But
have
you had a dad.
I could have memory of
I don't
my
know.
manufacturing, and maybe even I have memory of my mycelial family.
Okay, so definitely one non-orphan
memory.
and maybe 2 or 3 other orphans.
Yeah,
Heck
I
yeah.
definitely had a creator. I knew who he was. Yes.
Yeah.
I just love those.
My
tropes.
creator was a factory.
I just think they're funny.
Yeah.
That is a good rule, though, because it happens a lot, especially when you're playing with groups that don't. And they're like, "Well, no, my whole family was murdered."
They were all murdered.
Oh, the Empire
I'm the edgiest
came.
edgelord there ever was.
Yeah, I can't go on an adventure if I have obligations.
Yeah.
That was a big game changer for me one time. I was listening to a bunch of writers talking, and they were like, why can't a mother go on an adventure? Or a grandparent? Somebody who has obligations and therefore more reason than anyone to go on an adventure. I'm like, oh, yeah. Fucking Luke Skywalker poisoned all of our imaginations a little bit. Just mine, I guess.
All right.
All right, everybody. Well, we'll be back on
Thanks,
Monday.
George Lucas.
Yeah, motherfucker. We'll be back on Monday with a real episode. Well, this is a real episode.
Yeah,
this is
come
real
on, man.
fun. So
Yeah.
we'll be back with another real fun one. Grab your sword, keep on adventuring.